Shri Chaitanya Vishnu Sartamena Bhutale Sundaka Karamaya Bhadati Sevdantika Vandeham Shri Rushita Pradamnam Shri Guru Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sarjatam Sargadalnatham Tantam Sajivam Savadetam Savadutam Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Badam Sahavina Lalita Shivsha Kamcha Namo Om Vishnu Badaya Krishna Vishnaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prashadini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasha Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Bhima Padaya Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Guru Namo He Krishna Guruna Chindu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Vanta Radha Kanta Namaste Taptaganjan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwanu Tute Devi Paramami Haripe Vancha. Okay. Hare Krishna, so wonderful. So today we're discussing about Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. His whole life history said that Srila Prabhupada is a Param Guru, right? Great grandfather. Right? So great, and Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur is great grandfather. So grandfather is more merciful than father, and great grandfather is more merciful than grandfather. So here we'll discuss the whole life history of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And I remember the first time I heard it, it was so enlightening, because more we hear about our acharyas, more of a faith in bhakti grows. So Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur appeared on 6 February 1874. So 1874 is exactly 150 years before, and this year they celebrated the 150 years of Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, and government released a coin also, you might have seen, in memory of Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, 1874. So that time when he was born in Puri, even you go to Jagannath Puri, near Jagannath Mandir, there is a mutt, Gaudiya Mutt, Shri Chaitanya Gaudiya Mutt. So that's a birthplace of Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and you can see that place even now. So his father was deputy magistrate of Puri. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was deputy magistrate, DM, that time, and it had been for 3 years. So actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was praying for a ray of Vishnu. Even there is a book, A Ray of Vishnu, for Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur. So he was praying that Lord, so Bhaktivinoda Thakur was praying to Lord, please give me a son who can spread this teaching. The Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself was working very hard, but he wanted a son who can actually take this Krishna consciousness very far and wide. So those are grahasthas. Those who want to become grahasthas, they should pray to the Lord to get a son who becomes a full-time devotee, and great acharyas. They come in that line. If you see Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Prabhupada was born to a Vaishnava father, Garm one day there. So the children of the grahasthas, they are to leave the world in future tomorrow. So grahasthas, even those who are getting married, they have the responsibility to bring out children who can widely preach the message of Krishna consciousness, and they become acharyas there. And for that require a lot of sense control there. So therefore he prayed, and then the ray of Vishnu, Srila Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur, was born. In childhood, his name was Bimla Prasad, right? There. In fact, there's a Padma Puran prediction. So Padma Puran predicts a very elevated, pure and learned personality will appear in Purushottam Kshetra to spread the glories of Lord Jagannath all over the world. Now, when he was only 6 months old, very amazing pastime happened. Of course, when he was born, his umbilical cord was wrapping him around. So shows that from birth he was a Brahmana. The umbilical cord wrapped around it at the time of his birth. Then, when he was 6 months old, the Rath Yatra was there, and the Ratha will pass through that. It's on the Grand Road. The Grand Road to and the Puri, from the chariot of Lord Jagannath goes from Shri Kshetra Mandir to Gundicha Mandir. And in fact, the road was small before, but Jagannath would get stuck in some pole, that pole has to be. Jagannath's cart will stuck at some shop, the shop has to be. Like that, the road became wide in Jagannath's Puri. So one time, the cart stopped for 3 days, and once Jagannath cart stopped, you can't move it. You can't move it by any other way. Stop, the only Lord will remove that obstacle, then only he'll go ahead. So he stopped in front of the Gundicha, cart stayed there for 3 days. It runs on Jagannath's wish. And on the 3rd day, Bhagavati Devi brought out the child, and the Bhagavati Devi is the mother of Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur. They picked the child, and the pujaris picked him up and put on the cart. And he crawled to the base of Jagannath and touched his feet. That moment, Jagannath's garland fell on the small child, and the cart started. And all the pujari said that this boy is particularly blessed by Lord Jagannath. And the first grain he took was Jagannath Prasad. And since Bimla Devi is offered the Prasad of Jagannath, his name became Bimla Prasad. Bimla Devi. So Bimla Devi is Parvati Devi, who was behind Jagannath temple, and all food is offered to her. So while Bhakti Bhavan, the Bhaktivinoda Thakur was making a Bhakti Bhavan house, he was building it. And while digging the foundation, they found deity of Lord Kurma. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur initiated his son in the worship of Lord Kurma. And every day he would worship Kurma. Even when he was at the age of 7 years, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he had remembered all the 700 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. He was very, very scholarly. In fact, he made a Cheer Sabha. Bhaktivinoda Thakur made a Cheer Sabha in his friend circle, that we will remain Naishik Brahmachari whole life. And after that, everybody got married, only he remained. And he was such a highly qualified person that still in the university in Kolkata, there's a seat reserved him for a professor of astrology. He once did the Surya Siddhanta. He did the corrections and properly presented the Surya Siddhanta, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur. He made those corrections. So over a period of time, some corrections have to be done. So he made that. And at the age of 22, he left college. You know why? If he study more, then he will enter Grasta Ashram. He didn't want to marry. He wanted to preach the message of the Lord. So he took up the work. So he left college at the age of 22 to avoid taking hospital life. And he took up work under the king of Tripura. This Tripura, if you know Manipur, that is known as Thakur had preached, right? And due to which all the Manipur, Srinivasacharya has gone to Manipur and preached. So this one, the king of Manipur was a devotee, the Vaishnava. And he was a disciple, I think, Nautan Das Thakur. He was a disciple of Nautan Das Thakur. So Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur became Raja Pandit there for 3 years. And then he left that job, but still the pension was coming. So he accepted the pension for some time, then he stopped. So one time there was a debate. And what was that debate? The Smarta in before 1918 only, there was a debate about that only the Jat Gosais can give initiation. Or somebody born in a Brahmana family can only give initiation. Somebody not born in a Brahmana family may practice Krishna consciousness but cannot give Diksha. And that time Bhaktivinoda Thakur had become already old, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur was supposed to go for this debate. But what happened? Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote points and showed to Bhaktivinoda Thakur that I will go because you're sick. And Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur goes to, that time Bilna Prasad, he goes to this debate. Now what happened? This debate was very amazing. So everybody is there, the Brahmanas are there, Vaishnavas are there, and the debate to go. He went on glorifying the Brahmanas. That how Brahmanas are so glorious that even Supreme Lord eats through the mouth of the Brahmanas. Like that, many verses quoted, and the Brahmanas are feeling very good. We don't know our so much glories. Right? So he kept on glorifying the Brahmanas. So after Brahmanas became very much satisfied with that glory, what happened? Huh? After it became glorified, what happened after? Huh? Yes, they opened the. Now he started glorifying the Vaishnavas. And when he was glorifying the Vaishnavas, my God, that's talking, Brahmanas are still in mode of goodness, but Vaishnavas are in Shuddha Sattva. Vaishnavas are beyond Varnashrama because they are Paramhamsas. They don't have anything to do of this world. And how the Supreme Lord is so pleased with the Vaishnavas. So Vaishnavas are transcendental, and Vaishnavas are higher than Brahmanas. And everybody, and all the Vaishnavas are so happy that and because the debate was, they won the debate, basically. And because they won the debate, they were so happy, and they were so doing beautiful seva. And then there was a great rush to take the dust from the feet of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. The police had to come, put his feet in the Charnamrit and distribute to everybody. And there was a big crowd taking the dust out there. In Hathras, there was some Baba. This year only this happened. And to meet the Baba, and I don't know how authentic that Baba was, but to meet that Baba, so much stampede happened and many people died. And that became a big news in Hathras, UP. This happened there. Now, Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself was a bona fide guru, but he wanted Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur to take Diksha from a renouncing. So, and God Krishnadas Babaji was a grain merchant before, and after his married life, he was just totally immersed in the chanting of the Holy Name of God. He renounced the world, and whole time he would be chanting. He did not know anything of this world, just chanting. And he was not much educated also. Probably he might find difficulty even writing his own name. but he was completely dedicated to chanting the holy names of God, and he would come and hear the lectures of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. There, he will take the Siksha from Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and this was his Siksha now. Like, therefore, he put the before God Krishna Maharaj, we put Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And when Jagannath Das, when in fact, there was a time where Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, God Babaji Maharaj, Nritya Thakur together chanted in Surbikunj in Mayapur. There, so when you go to Mayapur, you can see that at home where all the acharyas and the parampara are chanting. So we wanted there. For God Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj had only two disciples there. Like the one she was Babaji Maharaj, and second was Bhaktivinoda. But God Krishna Babaji was feeling, I don't know what I will give initiation to him. He's so qualified, the son of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So first he came, I'm not qualified to qualified you. Now what impressed Bimla Prasad or Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that this person is not impressed by any of my qualities. Like people, wherever I go, people are so impressed by my morality, by my speech, by my Sanskrit scholarship, and he seems to not be impressed with anything what qualities I have. It seems to have something higher. Sometimes devotees will meet a politician. Prabhu is a very big person, Prabhu. See, in this world, no matter how a big person is there, but they all will have their weaknesses. Like one time, a devotee was telling, he went to take permission for some officer in bigger of Navodaya. We'll get permission. He's a very big person. But, okay, you go. I have no time there. So they went to meet that officer. Please give permission for the Gita Party. He said, "अरे मुझसे permission मतलब मेरी नौकरी चली जाएगी, ये हो जाएगा." मैंने कहा, there is no big person in this part. Everybody is hooked or controlled by somebody or the else. Right there. People, they have their weaknesses. They have their frailties. There. So in this world, nobody is a big, big person. So only people who have realized Krishna, for them nothing is big. Unless oh, he is such a crorepati person, yeah? You feel like that. But you see, same way, Srila Prabhupada, one time, one Tamal Krishna Maharaj and Vishnujan Maharaj. So one will become a rich person, one will become a poor person. To test whether Prabhupada is a genuine guru or not. But Prabhupada will give more time to the poor person who is asking more questions. That's how they got faith that Srila Prabhupada is a genuine guru. Because somebody has Krishna who is attracted by the opulence of Krishna is not attracted by the opulence of this world. Like Srila Prabhupada, so many beautiful queens came, so many heroines came. Srila Prabhupada engaged them in service of Krishna, got them married there. So much wealth came. Amrish Prabhu came, and Henry Ford grandson came. Prabhupada engaged in service of Krishna. So whatever, so much fame came. So whatever opulence came, Prabhupada engaged, and Prabhupada was never attracted by them because there's something higher. The source of all opulence is Krishna. So one who has Krishna, he is not impressed by anything of this world. There. So God Krishna Babaji Maharaj, what impressed Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur, that this person is not impressed by my all good qualities, he has something better. But though in humility told, I'm not qualified to be sure. But he said, no, I want it. Said, okay, I will ask Mahaprabhu. when Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shazadi, God, when Panch Tattva come in my dream, I'll ask them, should I give initiation or not? So next day, after a few days, he came, did you ask? Oh, I forgot to ask. Then again, I forgot to ask. Then one day he said, no, Arna Rakhibo Asha. If I don't get your mercy, I'll not keep my. And that time, God Krishna Babaji Maharaj became agreed to give Diksha to Bimla Prasad. So Bimla Prasad was so elaborate scholar, so everything, but he's taking Diksha from God Krishna Babaji Maharaj, who is a Paramahamsa, though illiterate, but is a Paramahamsa. So Vaishnava Kirya Mudra Vijnana Bhajai. We can't understand a Vaishnava by his scholarship, by other factors. Vaishnavism is something very, very special. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself is there, but he valued what is actually to be valued, the Krishna consciousness there. Now, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur wanted to say that first I will purify my heart before purifying the world. Purify your heart before purifying the world. So for that, he gave up all other activities and to chant 194 rounds daily. Haridas Thakur will chant 192 rounds. Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur chanted 194 rounds daily for 7 years. So we have a struggle time chanting 16 rounds. 16 into 16 is how much? 16 into 12. 182. Demon, no. 192. So 194 rounds. So 16 into 12. So what we chant multiplied by 12. That much he would chant. Now can you imagine? For 7 years he was. We won't dare even do one day. Right? Even Ekadashi, okay, 64 rounds was fine. And that's what he was chanting. Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. So for that, he made a kutir. He made a kutir. That time, the Mayapur was a jungle. Navdeep was right there. So one, Bhaktivinoda Thakur by the time had departed from this world. So one of the followers of Bhaktivinoda Thakur wanted to spread the mission of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And he thought, and he was searching for son of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bimla Prasad. He knows he's a very great person. And because he's not visible, 7 years he just keep on chanting, and something happened should happen to the mission. It just, no, there was no other preaching happening. Bhaktivinoda Thakur preached, he made some followers and laid the foundation, and nothing is happening. And here Bhaktivinoda Thakur is chanting for 7 years. How important was that? Chanting. So he had a kutir, so he gave all, so he had a kutir, and he made a kutir in which he was chanting. In fact, when you go to Gaudiya Math, Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math in Mayapur, you will see that place. So even the hut was leaking, he did not have time to repair. He would just take an umbrella and keep chanting. And so one disciple of Bhaktivinoda Thakur came to find out where is he, and then somebody said, hey, go to jungle, there you will find him. So that time Bhaktivinoda Thakur was in great ecstasy. He was rolling on the ground, crying aloud, and he went searching for him in the jungle next to Ganga, where he saw Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. And then he said, no, please come to Kolkata to spread the mission of, Lord Chaitanya. You know what? Can you not see the wonderful Sankirtan mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here? Apan Sattva here? Are you not seeing Gauranga here? So that means during those years, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was completely absorbed in Chaitanya, dancing like a madman. But the moment it ended is wow. In 1980, Bhaktivinoda Thakur appeared at his door in Kolkata of this gentleman in sannyasi robes with danda and freshly shaven and ordered. Now we are founding a society, Shri Gaudiya Math. And that day only the society was registered. And full-fledged. So though he did intense tapasya and intense preaching also. There. So everything I do is intensing. And the first center Bhaktivinoda Thakur opened was Ulta Lanka Junction Road. I don't know if you have been to Ulta Lanka Junction. You know? Yes. So what is then Ulta Lanka Junction Road? It was a place, it was a first center, plus it was a place where Srila Prabhupada first time met Bhaktivinoda Thakur. In fact, that roof is still there. Where? If you go there, we had gone to Kolkata Yatra last year. So it was the same roof. You saw the roof? The roof where Srila Prabhupada and Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. This is first Gaudiya Math. In fact, one time one neighbor would quarrel. It was Ultra Junction Road. The neighbor would quarrel with the brahmacharis. So should we give up that place? Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said, don't give up. See, it's a nature to quarrel in this world. So if you don't quarrel with them, you'll quarrel among yourself. So your quarreling tendency is getting dissolved over. We have a tendency to quarrel. Either you quarrel with us or we quarrel with outside. So better time and energy spent in quarreling with outsiders than inside. And he was a sannyasi, and he took a vow that I would never touch money after taking sannyas. And sannyas of Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur was very amazing. Because that time there were no Babajis qualified. No Papa. So what had happened, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected Chota Haridas, because he broke the vow of sannyas, means thought something wrong. So from that time, the devotees in the Gaudiya Sampradaya were fearful to take sannyas. And they only follow like Rupa Goswami in the Babaji. Even Bhaktivinoda Thakur took a Babaji Diksha at that and went into Sukhsan Khazan, Jagannath Babaji Maharaj and others. So the trend was to take Babaji Diksha. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur took sannyas. He said, unless there is a one ashram, you cannot have preaching. And how did he, and because there were no sannyas, like when Gaurishna Babaji Maharaj left the body, in his humility, he cried that take me in this holy land of Navdeep and take my body in the dust of Navdeep. The dragon. But what had happened, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was the only disciple that time there. And when Shiva Babaji was like another into his trance and Avduta, so he was the only one. And that time he said that I'm the only disciple. They said, okay, you're not a sannyasi, you're not a Babaji. How can you take the body of an announcer? They said, you are talking about an announcer? If none of you have touched a woman for 1 year, please come and take the body. If none of you have touched the woman since last 1 month, take the body. If none of you have touched the body of a woman from since 1 day, take the body. Nobody came. To take the body of. My voice is echoing. Is my voice clear for other devotees or no?
It's clear only, bro.
It's clear. No? I think probably your side some problem. Okay. So then Bhaktivinoda Thakur take the body of Vrajakrishna. So they were not practically snare. So he took sannyas in front of the picture of Gaurkrishna Babaji Maharaj. There. And he himself took sannyas, and that's how 1918 he came. Okay. And he was a simple guru. Very bold and preaching. He won't compromise. He will not compromise. And this brahmachari is wearing saffron dress. It was introduced by Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. And this creating ashramas like Chhatravas. So all this revolutionary things, what we see today, Srila Prabhupada adopted, most of things were the ideas of Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. The Rupa Goswami wrote about Yukta Vairagya, but he never took the principles of, means he did not practice it. They lived in, like in jungle, they lived in the thing, but they could never practice. They could never there. But Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur was the first one to show what does it mean by Yukta Vairagya. Though he was a sannyasi, for the purpose of preaching, he'll come to limousine car. That time only probably there were 20 limousines in whole of India. He took a limousine car and he would come in limousine car and say, hey, who is coming? And the sannyasi coming. Then he preached to the whole village and people will become devotees. So he put innovated ways of preaching. Can you imagine that? Same way is Bharat Mridanga. If in Gaudiya Math post, there's a Bharat Mridanga. So what is this Bharat Mridanga? This Bharat Mridanga is printing press. Why printing press is Bharat Mridanga? Because See, when you to play a madanga, the sound may go to your neighbor and he may come to fight with you. And that's. But you print a book, one book printed could go to America, to go to Russia, to go to Canada, to go to Europe, go to Japan. One book could go anywhere. That means the glories of the Lord. By printing madanga, you take out the glories of the Lord to probably 50-meter, 100-meter distance. But by printing one book, you can go thousands of kilometers anywhere in the world. And that's why it's called madanga. And therefore, book distribution was very, very dear to Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. In fact, in the ashram, everywhere he'll keep the books. So that brahmacharis to make a space in the ashram, go out and distribute the books. and same following that, now there were no place for keeping our booklets, and they were getting lost, so I keep in the ashram only. So now our rooms are filled with the ashram, and it will be very pleasing to Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. Yeah. And in fact, somebody distributed even a patrika. Back to Godhead, he used to have patrika. So he would be very, very happy there. And for somebody could not distribute also, but they endeavored, he would be very, very happy there. And he was a Simha Guru. Before him, anarthas will not stay. Okay. So because he would not touch money, he made Kunj Bihari Vidyabhushan Prabhu, who became Bhaktivilas Tirth Maharaj. He was his main manager and a prominent devotee. And he made everything. Like all many Gaudiya Maths he started and arranged funds and everything. And amazing to start, Gaudiya Math at that time was not easy. Why? The freedom movement. Gandhiji freedom movement was going on. Even Subhash Chandra Bose were looking for people. He came to Gaudiya Math. They said, "Arey log itna scheme hai, kya ladenge tumhare? Chhod do." He has found there are many brahmacharis there, so he may use them for freedom struggle. But then he said, "What is the use and thing?" And 1922, this is the time Srila Prabhupada came. I'll show you a video clip which showed about how Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur comes.
Such as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his disciples never been before.
The sound is not coming clearly. Maybe we have to share the sound. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Is our prime responsibility. You are educated. Why don't you propagate the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Who, me?
Yes, you. Go and spread the message all over the world. This is our primary duty.
I beg your pardon. But who is going to listen to us in today's world? When every Indian is fighting for independence, first India must be freed from the British.
You are correct. Freeing the country is also our duty. But not the main duty. What do you think? By gaining independence for India, you are going to become free? The politicians may change, but politics will remain. The independence which I am referring to is not dependent upon politics or geography. Everything in the material world is temporary. Only Krishna consciousness is eternal. The rules and regulations made by man will never be beneficial for mankind. The Vedic Shastra maintains this conclusion. When human beings consider their material bodies and the land of their birth to be worshipable, they fall into an illusion. And all the leaders in this world will not allow them to overcome this illusion. All living beings, not just humans, are servants of Lord Krishna. Thus, the ultimate goal of mankind is to understand this reality and explain it to others. Krishna Bhakti is independent of everything, including petty Indian politics. Preaching of Krishna Bhakti is so important that it cannot wait for anything. That is why educated young men like yourselves should try to understand and explain it to others. This is very important. All right, we will end the class here for today. Hare Krishna. Now everyone please chant with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
So this was a bold preaching of Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. At that time, when India was struggling for freedom, the struggle, he was saying that politicians will remain the same. The politics will remain the same. And we are telling, after 70 years also of independence, we are under corruption rule. So much there. So he could see from his vision even long back there. So this is what a Simha Guru is. And even Srila Prabhupada, one time he has a brother, Achyutananda Das. So he got sick for 6 days. He was getting he had another disease and he became very sick. So Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur chanted Hare Krishna mantra constantly for 6 days without eating for him. At the end of 6 days, Shri Sampradaya Tilak appeared on Chindanan's head. And he said, I am a Ramanujaya Vaishnava. I committed offense to Gaudiya Vaishnava in my last life and therefore I had to take this birth. Now I am relieved. Then he left his body. So don't offend other Vaishnavas. So one time, what happened? He went to Vrindavan and challenged the authority of the Babaji in Vrindavan. And he sent 3 disciples to this. He gave 10 Western initiation. And they were saying, how can you give initiation to West people? He said, what you Babajis are doing? You are giving Sutta Pranali and all this kind of thing to people who don't know how to watch their stool also. The boys. And I am giving according to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not saw who is fit, who is not fit. He gave holy name to everybody and purified their heart. Anyway, so he initiated 10 Western people. Yeah. One time there was a cook who would fight with everybody. So cook fighting is not a new thing. It's So this cook in Gaudiya Math will become angry with everybody. And he passed away. So after his final son is going to death, all Brahmacharis sitting together and talking about how much trouble they had with the cook. Each was telling about the fights he had with it. And Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur heard it. He said, what do you see? He used to keep his clothes clean. Then people understood. Then after, nobody speak bad about the cook. So he saw good in there. So one time he takes a bath in a cooker. So water rose 7 steps above the surface of the water. There. Then all Brahmacharis jumped in to bathe in the Chandan. So one time he gave a heavy class on detachment in the morning time. We should be detached. Then the daytime, 2 bananas were kept. He was doing his work and monkey took the 2 bananas. So he jumped over the monkey. And in that, so much ink also got spilled on the thing. Then the cook asked, Maharaj, morning to Guru Maharaj, I'm morning with what class thi, but how to understand this? That for 2 bananas is spoiled your thing. He said, yeah, those 2 bananas for the service of Krishna or Shrimati Radharani. So how can I get it? So that is the real detachment. Sometimes you may see somebody brahmachari, sannyasi, they are working hard to getting something done. It's not for them, it's for service of Krishna. In fact, who is Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur in Golok Vrindavan is Nayan Mani Manjari. And he would say we worship Krishna because Radharani loves Krishna. So in spiritual world, he's assistant of Srimati Radharani, the Manjari there. So all the Manjaris serve Krishna through Radharani. And that's the mode of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas there. So therefore, we understand the mood. So he was always in that mood. I've come here to serve Krishna in section of Srimati Radharani. In fact, the Sarup, Gopkumar, he goes to spiritual world. Sanatana Goswami writes in Bhagavatam, he goes to the spiritual world, this Gopkumar. And when he goes, Radharani says that there is a Brahmana who is looking for the right path. You want to go to his metal world and preach to him. So such great souls actually are sent by the Lord, are sent by the Lord only to us so that we can receive Lord's mercy. We can get Lord's grace. Okay. So now he left. Today is a disappearance. We're celebrating the disappearance day of Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. So what was the instructions? It's a beautiful document which talks about the instructions he gave while leaving. And how did he do? He didn't become Masik or something. But I'm just leaving. And he called the disciple, please sing Shri Rupa Manjari Pada. Singing the song Shri Rupa Manjari Pada, he'll add the word. So some of the last instruction the Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur spoke to his followers. This verse was spoken in December 1936 in his Bhajan Kutir in Jagannath Puri. So all the residents of the Mart should always be engaged in the service of Sri Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. They should always be engaged in hearing Hari Katha and discussing Hari Katha. If one becomes opposed to Hari Katha and Hari Seva, then one will again be entangled in one's mental desire, and one's lifetime will be spent in gossiping, criticizing others, fighting with others, and criticizing oneself. So if we are not doing Hari Katha, time will go back. So do Hari Katha. Same way, if the residents of Voice or the Mutt, Mutt means temple, of temple do not understand that Vaishnava Seva is the most beneficial thing, then they will not make progress in the room of devotion. One has to cultivate one's Krishna consciousness, sincerely serving the Vaishnavas and then endeavoring to please the Vaishnavas with body, mind, and soul. And if a god brother falls from the platform of service to Hari Guru Vaishnavas, then you should think your own brother is falling, and you should bring him back. In fact, one time, one devotee built he had gone to making a opening of the temple. Then there was one brahmachari who had worked hard to make the temple from beginning and thing. But somehow, due to some conversation with some Mataji, some rumors spread, and then temple devotees told him to go out of the temple. So Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur was very unhappy that how he did so much seva and you have removed him from the temple. He said, unless that devotee comes, I will not open the temple. Now thousands of devotees are there, the temple will open. Guru has come. And telling, unless that devotee comes back, I will not open the temple. So big fans are where to find him now. So one devotee remembered that he was a watchmaker. So they went to all watch shopping and they finally found him. He came back and he cried tears that how Guru Maharaj loves me. And still there. And then he Then he opened the temple. So how he valued each devotee. So if we are doing constantly, we are doing constant doing Hari Kirtan, and our birth will be successful. In 7th December, he went by train to Calcutta. And there he told, one should not make many disciples. But Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur had many disciples. I have not made any disciples. They are all my gurus. I learned something from all of them. May they give me the opportunity to follow the example of their pure devotion. This is my prayer. So this was the mode of Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. He says, I have created anxiety for many people by my strong, bold play. But over a period of time, they will realize it. He says, the supreme goal of all our desire is to be construct of dust at the lotus feet of the followers of Srila Goswami. All of you remain united in the shelter of Ashra Vigraha in order to satisfy transcendence and the supreme entity of non-dual knowledge. All of you somehow live simply in this temporary world with a single goal of serving God. You do not give up your devotion service in spite of hundreds of dangers, insults, persecution. Do not be discouraged by seeing that most people in the world are not destined to transcendent lobbies of devotion service. They do not give up Shavanam, Kirtanam, Krishna Katha, which is your own bhajan. There. And we do not wish to be heroes by dint of our actions, brave to obesity, but let this be a real entity that we are servant of the servant. Living in this world, one has faced many kinds of difficulties. It is not our job to try to remove those difficulties, nor should we be depressed by them. After those difficulties are gone, what should we gain? What will our eternal lives be while staying here? We should have some idea of that. The joy of Krishna Seva can be realized when one is attracted to his divine name after transcending the happiness and misery of this world. And all of you preach fearlessly about Sri Rup and Sri Raghunath with great enthusiasm under the guidance of their followers. That was last instruction. Never give up Harikatha. And Matha is not for sleeping and eating. Then one time he saw devotee in the temple just cooking, eating, cooking, eating, cooking, eating. This is not the purpose of a temple. To convert food into soup. We should do some seva missionary activities. So it was very strong. So one time he saw the sannyasis were demanding a lot of service from the brahmacharis. So he told all sannyasis, now you serve, everyone brahmacharis sit and all sannyasis serve. Prasadam. So he had many sannyasi disciples. So it's very pakka in training everybody. There.
That's when the Kalika started calling Gaudiya Vaishnava senior should means Vaishnava Ticket man initiated devotee should serve, then others should serve like that.
No, that's a general principle. Okay. So any questions? Do you have any question about? Okay, so you can stop the recording.